got to tell y'all about this thing called life. You know I got to share it. See, there's this thing called life. I got to tell y'all.
Awesome.
Yeah. No, but as you were sharing that, it was weird. It was like we're meant to have my whole throat chakra felt like it was being activated. Like it started like
Mm.
tingling, it felt refreshed. So I was like, oh wow, we're supposed to. This is just the amount of
Mhm.
activation I felt like that is crazy. It like
We're meant
came
to
alive.
share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is meant to,
Okay.
yeah. I went to a ceremony once and the medicine man that was running the ceremony, after, right? I think that day was crazy. Like it was a sweat, but then we ended up staying probably till like 10 in the morning the next day, right? And then he gave me a stone, and he said this fell from the stars, right? And then he told me to
Mm.
grab onto it, and as I'm holding it, he's all like, "What do you see?" And then I literally had, let's see if I don't get emotional, because when I that happened, I just started crying. It was crazy, and then I saw like that, like if my mom in that time was holding me up, I was this baby. You could see the pyramids behind. It was the most beautiful thing. I've never seen anything so beautiful. It was the most beautiful. It almost looked like that pre-colonization, pre all this. It was the most beautiful thing you could imagine. Just that, right? Like this brown indigenous mom holding her little brown indigenous baby, and then everything, the pyramids behind. And I think it was huge pyramids. So I'm guessing it was, unless it was on another planet. Like I was even, see, I got a little,
Mm.
I wonder that even, because
Mm.
if these, wow, I got chills. Okay. Because that just popped in my head. Wow, on another planet.
So what if you are part of, okay, because here's what I know to be true, that there are ancient off-planet um, peoples that came to this planet, and for very specific reasons. So we hold ancient cosmic knowledge, the memories and the awareness of our other places of where our soul resonates even more. Part of our souls have been here for the very creation of this time. And so imagine this beautiful mother, the brown indigenous woman carrying her beautiful brown indigenous baby. Why brown? Closest to the sun. Okay. Think about that.
Mm.
Our melatonin of our skin is based on our closeness and the receiving of the energy of the sun. So you're
Mm.
a child of the sun
Mm.
being raised, okay? So, and in that moment, I can see the celebration of you, because when I say that the Maya were masters at understanding cycles and rhythms, and they are especially known for it's known by a couple of things. The Cholquish, okay, the Solkin, or the Chumil. Those are three different Maya languages to describe the calendar of humans. It's a 260-day calendar, okay? And every single one of us, we choose as a soul the day that we're born. And the day that we're born carries a certain cosmic imprint. You would be lifted to the stars as their mama carries you to celebrate the star essence that you chose to harness. And
Mm.
then her responsibility in the communities as a whole would be to honor the gifts that you were born with. So if you're born on a day, so I'll use myself as the example. I am known as 11 Eep. I am the essence of 11 is my number. Okay, that's my
Mm.
tone. Very intuitive, but it's like a
Wow.
wind. I am all over the place. I do things out of order. So if you think of a hummingbird, because that's the Nawal, the archetype of that of Eep, which is IQ, ironically, is represented by the wind as well as by the hummingbird. And if you think of a hummingbird, fastest feathers, up and down, back and forth, left, right. And so we see them as the ability to change flight in an instant. So that's the kind of energy that I hold. I can bend and flex and move and whatever. But the energy of Ik is wind, which is the expression of spirit. So when we think of the word sak ik, it's like the spirit of the wind. Okay. And so I would have been identified as having that energy. I am meant to do everything that I'm doing is to communicate the essence of spirit, connecting with other realms, all of this shows in my Mayan energy. So they knew exactly what I would hold on the day that I was born and then do everything to help support that. We think in our Western way that we are born and we're blind, okay, that we have absolutely no idea of who we are, where we're from, what we're here to do. But that is not truth. That's been taken from us. And so I see this beautiful brown indigenous mama holding you up to the
Mm.
stars. As you held that stone, you had this imprint and you were being celebrated for the very cosmic essence that your soul came to carry. That's why we're here.
Mm. Wow.
Mm, that's beautiful.
No, thank you. Yeah, I was like, okay, don't, because
Hmm.
yeah, it's crazy that that makes me because it resonates, right? It's very emotional. Um, yeah, it's just
Hmm.
I know there's been another one. Maybe let's see if because I know I don't know how much time you have, so I want to be respectful of it. But if not, we'll bring it. I could bring it up at the end if we have time. But there was another situation too that made me very emotional. I don't know. Should I
Yeah,
share
share
it?
it. If well, feel how you feel. If you're
No,
ready to
no.
share publicly, yeah.
Yeah, there was another medicine woman that I met, and she said, and she took me that she was like, "Do you see it?" And I was like, and then I stopped, and then I was like, "Okay, I see this," and she's okay, we're in the same place. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna try not to get emotional about it, but she said I was the only one that was left alive in that vision, right? Like they killed
Mhm.
off all my people, and she's
I
like, "Do you
even see
know?"
you playing, like I even see like you're there and you're literally like souls like having you plated so that that you can survive. I see it.
Mm,
Dang. Okay, keep going. Ooh,
okay, so yeah, yeah, so okay, okay, let me get it out.
okay.
So, what was like? And she told me that you were meant to. So was this on another planet? Do you see it like that, or was it here? Like at first, I thought like was that when they came first, like when they came
The
to the
decimation of the
yeah,
conquering of,
was
yeah,
it
I see
that, or
that.
was it, or was it there then,
Oh,
or the another planet, or in this place where I
well,
saw like this mom holding me up, or
I think that those are mirrored. I think that the mom holding you up with the pyramids is like off planet and the here. And I see your survival is for both for the invasion and the conquering and off planet. Like the like where the planet itself is dying in a much bigger way. So the reason why, okay, again, spiral. It's not the
mm,
beginning and the end. With oftentimes we have multiple experiences of the same thing that keep coming back around. When there's things that need to be healed, right? So I'm trying to see if I can get this thing to cooperate. Okay. We come back around into it like a spiral.
mm,
Okay. And when we come back around into it, we're like, why did this happen again? Because we're releasing layers within layers. So you had such an absolute traumatic trauma of not only just losing your community and being a lone survivor, but can you imagine being one of the very few survivors on the planet? Okay. That
mm,
required you to seek another planet to survive. That's what we are. Okay. That's part of what we are. That's one of the there's multiple, but that's one that actually operates. And so it's like we have these repeats. This is why the Maya were masters at understanding cycles,
mm,
that there is a natural rhythm and a natural cycle of our planet, of our solar system. What we experience on this planet are two things. It is this Earth's natural cycle of her own progression, okay, which is like some of the natural disasters that we're experiencing. And we also have another planetary system that is trying to do harm to the planet because it's a kind of what's called terraforming. They're
mm,
trying to transform the planet into their own climate and like literal climate change. We have both of these things going on simultaneously. One is making this other faster. So I see that these experiences that you're having with that same understanding, repeats of cycles, that you have experiences. We each have experiences that we keep coming back to again. And then in those moments, we are faced with, how am I going to approach it this time? Like, how did I show up in it last time? What is the soul learning that I gained from that? What am I here to offer through it? If you survived on a planet that barely survived, okay? If the planet was dying and there was people and you were one of the lone survivors that needed to come off planet to find another place, you are meant to bring and harness that wisdom of that lived experience to be able to help guide a humanity that is needing how to take care of their planet to avoid what happened on that other system.
Mm.
So we bring our wisdom to try to be the best we can, to try to help humanity to create the world and the earth the way that it can be, avoiding certain things like what happened before. So we come back around, okay? And so our experience serves. So when you're an agent of change and a being in the universe that is meant to help humanities in many different, planetary systems, you're going to be put into service of what you know best. And what do you know? What you survived, what you experienced. There's nothing better than experience learned.
Mm.
Okay. We can go through all the training that we want, right? So like we can go to school and learn to like all the books, the studies of being a doctor, but unless you're actually out there, helping people, then it becomes, okay, no longer theory. It actually becomes something that you do. Okay. So it's the same thing.
Mm.
We learn more by doing, by having experience rather than just theoretics. Hmm.
Yeah. No, no, it's funny. I'm getting because as I was wondering like how did a child survive, and it's like almost like I was getting little glimpses into it for some reason, like, but weird.
Hmm.
Like I
It
don't
time
even.
loops.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like you're literally in like three different places. Another planet, like God, in our linear time, how many hundreds of thousands of years ago?
Mm.
How long has it taken Earth to evolve to what it is? Okay, we have genetics back to 200,000 years ago. Our DNA is even older than that. And then here you had this big, massive experience. And then I come in and I'm like, it's opening up into all of these realms, and you're like, oh my God, you're seeing all of it all
Yeah.
at the same time. Why? Because it's all happening at the same time.
I love it. Are you ready for
It's a
my
lot.
spook? No, no,
Okay,
it's
yes, tell
fine, but
me.
I follow you. I follow you, like you, right? I'm seeing the visions as we're talking about it, right? It's like almost that I started seeing me, but there's a gap there, right? Like I can see me becoming older, right? In a like faster, stronger, boom, like I'm seeing it, these visions. And I don't know, that's
Mm-hmm.
really weird. I almost saw like wolves even in that reality.
Mm-hmm.
Really strange because I have such a strong connection to them in this world. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess
Mm-hmm.
they existed in that world too. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't know.
Well, and it's interesting because I can see that, like, that energy and essence of wolves, like sacred animals, and that they like exist in many different ways in many different realms,
Hmm,
right? So like, yeah, so that doesn't surprise me.
hmm,
Yeah. Hmm.
that's interesting. Is there anything else you get with and then after that we could close it out. Like how I was telling you about how the whole cosmic conference thing, why does that kind of keep coming up? What is
Okay, so what I get with the conference is like it is being mirrored within souls that are awakening,
hmm,
that are awakened and are like ready to serve in a new level. And I see that that's also like a mirrored, um, simultaneous, um, like representation of what's happening at the cosmic level. So where there are cosmic light councils, like I even heard the other day, like I want to create like this galactic light collective. Like we
Mm.
are in the galaxy, that we are lights, and that we are collective here to help uplift. So I see that, like, with disclosure, with these, when I say, like, we've never been alone, they've always been here, they're coexistent with us, they exist in realms that are beyond our perceivable spectrum. Like they talk about, like, these multiple dimensions that is like right here, which is quantum physics, is like they coexist with us in their own realm. They're here, but that veil is thinning and disclosure is inevitable, and they've already been disclosing. Okay. So I see that, like I totally went all there. Like, I got dizzy and I feel like, woo, I'm there. Okay.
Yeah.
So cosmic councils, so souls that are embodied, incarnate, star seeds incarnate in physical bodies are gathering together to create the shift on the planet, while also these intergalactic beings are also, like, gathered. So when we talk about these, so I see Arcturians, Orion, I see Syrians, I see Lumerians, Lyrans, Pleiadians. Like, these are intergalactic species that have come together, that are all rallying to help our planet. They've all been incarnate here. We carry the seeds of them within our own genetics. So we as people are coming together in cosmic councils, while they simultaneously are already a council working on our behalf at the cosmic level. So it is a fractal. It's happening in this level while it's also happening at this level. These are two mirrored things happening simultaneously. We're doing it in our realm, they're doing it in their realm. And many of us are receiving downloads and telepathic communication where we're literally working with them. So that's there too.
No, no, that makes perfect sense. As
Mm-hmm.
you were talking, I almost saw like if I was walking into inner Earth, so that was weird.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw almost like that. Like I
Mm-hmm.
saw this huge bright light in front, and it looked like
Mm-hmm.
what they say, like that city of Talos or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, but it looked like I was
Mm-hmm.
walking, but it felt like this is a future event, right? So it was weird. I don't know,
Is
my
it
solar
future? Is
plexus.
it past? See?
Huh?
Is it future? Is it past? Or is it all right
Oh,
now?
yeah, yeah,
Like, if
yeah,
they're held in a time capsule in space time, right? So
yeah.
if they are beings of the inner earth, they're ancient. Their time runs in a way that we can't describe. Like,
Mhm.
we think about, like, you hear of, like, well, these ancient peoples, and they disappeared, and, like, they didn't disappear. They're just
Mm,
they, in a sense, they did, because they're not visible to our energetic spectrum. Okay. But they still exist. So they were this is perfectly mirrored in the book, Celestial Prophecy. What is it? The Celestine Prophecy. Are you familiar with that book?
mm-mm.
Okay. The Celestine Prophecy, a book that was written, I don't know, maybe now coming up on 20 years. But there's a description in there where they are trying to get away from, like, like the people that are after them. So they end up in this sacred place, and they're literally like, the the ones that
Mm,
are after them are right in present sight, and they're literally, but they are undetectable. Okay, another way to describe this, there's a scene in the movie Harry Potter where Hermione and Harry Potter are in the forest, and they're being chased, or being like, they're being chased. Hermione puts like this wave, and she puts like a spell to be able to cast like a bubble around
mm,
them. And it has an image of where she and Harry are on one side of this barrier, and the people that are after them are literally right on the other side. And in the
mm,
movie, the scene, it shows that each, like, Hermione and Harry are looking directly at them, but they're like looking through, like they see nothing. Okay.
mm,
They're literally like in plain sight right in front, but in a realm that we cannot detect. It's
mm,
cloaking. Okay, that's one also way to describe it. And another way is that they literally just resonate.
they vibe at such a high frequency that is outside of our spectrum that
Mm,
we don't even recognize that they're there, but we all coexist.
mm.
Okay. So, yeah, the Celestine prophecy. I don't know what you found.
No, I looked it up. I saw the book. No, me, I'm just tripping, like, because the vision I saw was, yeah, just this huge, bright, like white
Mhm.
light, and it feels like that's,
Hmm.
and I
So
see
that could
like,
be even the inner sun,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So,
that's, it
mhm,
feels like, yeah, like, but walking towards, but it doesn't burn. It's like being
mhm,
able to touch it, and it
mhm,
doesn't burn. It's just very bright.
mhm.
So it's
Well,
really
that
weird.
shows me like, so when we think about technology, like I had recently this experience of sharing with somebody their past life, and I saw them like I saw this ancient temple, and this temple had these orbs, okay, that were like these balls of that illuminated. They were somehow charged like through this electrical force that gave light that was not fire because there's no soot, there's nothing, but it's a technology that we couldn't understand. So I
Mm,
see that as you're talking about this magnificent central place where it does not burn, and I see that as that same kind of technology. Hmm.
mm. Wow, interesting. I guess I'm saying it. Oh, maybe I feel because I'd like to go there in the near future. You know.
Well, I've had experiences when I talked about like my experience on the island of Kauai, but that's we'll have to talk about that another time. So
Oh,
interdimensional beings, okay? Let's hold on to that. Let's remember that. We'll pick up the conversation there. Okay?
okay.
Uh-huh.
So on that note, because I know we should end it by now. So okay, thank you so much, Lupita. It's always an honor. I love having these conversations, and thank you all for watching. And let us know what you got from it in the comments, all that good stuff.
Yeah, thank you for bearing with me because I'm so long-winded and I can stay talking forever. So I really do hope that these conversations, whoever is meant to hear them, that they serve, that it opens up a level of awakening and awareness, and to explore that there's just so much more when we are so much more than we know. So I'm glad to have these conversations. For me, they're very exciting because we get to explore things that are way fringe, like way out there. And so to go way out there and to come all the way back, it's pretty cool. Thank you.
No, thank you. I'm staying out there though, but thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, so on that, all right, everybody.
All
Thank you.
righty.
Life may move fast or it may move slow. I met a silly man who said he make it slow. We look up out towards space or even at the sky. One day pass away but never look inside. Breathe in, breathe out. Life is amazing but we'll figure this out. I mean human beings, I ain't got no doubt. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, sometimes you just feeling it, you know what I'm saying? You just feeling it. And I wanna feel this way forever.